Welcome to Helping Hands with your hosts, John Neiman and Judy Ritchie.
Hello, and welcome to Helping Hands. This is our opportunity to let you and the community know how you can lend a helping hand to a program or an agency in need. I'm Judy Ritchie with Oshkosh Family Meals on Wheels.
And I'm John Neiman with Aurora Medical Center, and welcome to our February edition of Helping Hands. I still have a hard time saying 2016 with this, especially how fast the time flew from November on. Welcome, as Judy said, this is our 13th season of being on CATV2 with this show. The purpose of the show is to talk about volunteerism in our community and different agencies that promote volunteering. You can see us on CATV2, you can listen to us on the radio at 101.9 FM. We'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. Our monetary sponsor who makes this show possible, Aurora Healthcare, and then also Harnix on 9th for their floral design. February is Love Month, Valentine's Day. Heart. So you can see by our decor, we're all set for it. You can see by our colors, we're all set for it too. So welcome to our show. Our first guest that we have today, we were at a meeting together, and we started at this meeting, the AVA meeting, Alliance of Volunteer Agencies. We started talking about needs in our communities. We always network.
Yes, we do.
And we talk about different programs, and one of the programs that was mentioned briefly was transportation and needs. And we have the expert right here who's going to help us talk about that, because in our world today, with people getting older, and they need rides to their doctor's appointments, to other things, and you have a program that helps with that, so we're so glad to have you. Judy, would you like to formally introduce our guest?
Yes. This is our dear friend. She's been with us a number of years, and really does a great job of recruiting volunteers for various programs. But the transportation program is the biggie that's really highlighted in a lot of the aging meetings that I attend. So this is Deb Tower with ADVOCAP, and she oversees various programs in that agency. But the transportation program in particular is your biggest need right now.
It certainly is. Back in 2013, Winnebago County contacted us and asked us to take this program over and see if we couldn't make it grow and support their needs. The transportation program is designed to help the Winnebago County workers find rides for their kids who are like in foster care. They need rides to their visitations, things like that. So we get requests from the workers. We provide, our volunteers all provide the rides. And also we provide rides to the older adults in the community. They don't need a referral. They can call us straight up, just give us a call. And we have 7 or 9 volunteers at the moment providing rides to things like the doctor's appointments, but more like the pharmacy, grocery shopping, you know, going out to volunteer, fun things like that too.
And your drivers are screened much more carefully than the Uber drivers, correct?
They are. We do child care background checks on all of them to make sure that they're appropriate for the position.
Now, just talking about your drivers, because I think this is a unique and totally different volunteering opportunity than going with Judy for Meals on Wheels or myself at the hospital, because it's a responsible position. So what do they get out of it, and what do they have to have? They have to have a car, we know that. But what else, because are there liabilities with this?
Absolutely. And you know, the volunteers, we ask them to be 21 years of age because it is a very big responsibility. They use their own vehicles, and Winnebago County reimburses them mileage.
Okay.
And sometimes food if they are going out of town, because they do travel to Milwaukee or Appleton or.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. If there's a driver available, we will get you to your appointment. It's very, and it's very relaxed atmosphere. Volunteers have been doing this for quite a while, so they're fun. They think it's fun. They love being part of the solution.
And on the screen for our radio audience, on our screen, Deb just has some of the information, which she did say, 21 years old, have your own vehicle, have insurance, pass the background check. I can see that this is rewarding, especially for someone maybe who just retired and has time on their hands and loves people and loves to talk to people. So how far will you go? So you said Milwaukee, is
Absolutely.
that?
Yep,
Okay.
we can take to the VA clinic in Milwaukee and Madison. Some of the foster kids are placed out of area as well, so Mosinee. So it's, yeah, our drivers will go.
So can I give you, for instance, that we have a patient at Aurora that got transported by ambulance to St. Luke's. And we had a case where the spouse did not drive. That would have been a case where we could have called and said the spouse needs to see her loved one in.
Was the person over age 60?
Yes.
Yes, that is to be a participant.
Okay.
To call us directly, they have to be over age 60. But absolutely, we would have provided that ride.
And you could have also done the pickup to bring him home.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So 60 is the 60 and older. So this is for anyone 60 and older.
Correct. Yes. Those are the individuals who can call us directly. Otherwise, other people can go through if they have a caseworker at Winnebago County DHS, and the caseworker has to give us a request.
Oh, okay.
And I was at a meeting where that was discussed also, and there's lots and lots of requests there, and the workers are really, they're on top of it.
Yes, we provided about 950 rides last year with just our seven to nine. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 9, but.
And you know what I think is interesting in all this? Even at our AVA meeting, we were talking about that unique program that Bethel Home has with the pedicabs.
Right.
And people in that room were going, what? What is that all about? It was on the newspaper, CATV2 and Channel 10 covered it, but sometimes you just miss stuff. This one, I think, is something we can't miss, and we need to get the word out there on.
And it's kind of under the radar, but it's been out there through other agencies in the past.
Oh, we partner. I mean, we
Yes.
partner with Making the Ride Happen as well here in Oshkosh, and they help provide the rides as well. So if we can't provide a ride, we're contacting them as well. So we're kind of like the central call. If you call us, we're going to work with you. Maybe it's through the ADRC, MTM, or Salvation Army does rides for veterans to Appleton. So if you call us and you tell us what you need, we're going to go to all the other resources as well, not just our own volunteer pool.
So when we talk about collaboration, this is a true collaboration.
Absolutely.
So we've had the Making the Ride Happen on here.
Yes.
What's the difference between your two programs?
There's not a whole lot of difference, but because our drivers will drive the children as well. Their
Theirs
drivers
is
do not
strictly
drive.
the
Yep,
adults.
it's strictly the adults, the older adults and disabled.
Okay. And for theirs, wasn't there something with if somebody's in a wheelchair, they can't?
Well, that still pertains to you a bit too.
Right, unless the volunteer has a vehicle.
That can
Because the
accommodate
volunteers use their own vehicles in this.
Okay. Is
in
that
this
with the
scenario.
Salvation Army too? Or
The
do they
Salvation
have,
Army has a van.
So anybody who's a veteran and needs to go,
Correct.
that would be a way for them to do it also.
Right.
You're just a wealth of information that we really need, because we're seeing all these people in our nursing homes, in our communities, in our hospitals.
Even living in their own homes, and they're not able to drive anymore. It's not a good idea for a variety of reasons. They don't necessarily have family available, or family may be totally out of state, and they still need to get to those appointments. Using the cab and dial a ride is good to a certain extent, but the personal attention that they get through a program like this makes a world of difference.
Door-to-door service.
Door-to-door service, and someone who can commiserate with them, who can give them a kind of a, you're doing good, type response.
Well, and with our world today too, everything costs something. And if you're already in that situation where you're on low income and on these other needs, it's nice to have a service that you don't
It's
have
free.
to worry
Yes.
about. It's free. Did you hear that?
It's
It's
a free service.
So who should potential volunteers for you? Who should they call? How should they get hold?
They can call us right at the ADVOCAP office, 426-0150.
Okay. And you'll be able to give them more information?
Absolutely.
They have to be 21
Yes.
and have a vehicle.
Yep, and the proper amount of insurance, you know, and of course, driver's license can't be expired or you know, the
Can't have a lot of speeding tickets or DUIs.
yep, pretty
things
clean
like that.
record.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be perfect, but we certainly
Which does
don't.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
And we're trusting our loved ones to them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But we took one couple on their anniversary. They wanted to go out on a date. So neither one of them drove anymore. So we got them a driver and took them to the restaurant, and our driver waited and took them home when they were done. So it's those things too. It's not just the medical appointments and the pharmacy and, you know, those things. It's going to play bingo or going to listen to music in the park or, you know, those kind of things. We want to increase the quality of the life of this older adults in our community. That's our goal.
That's a great story for
I was-
February Heart Day month,
Right?
too.
well, I was going to say, you know, when you're doing your articles for the newspaper, that is a real, you know, tearjerker type one, and should be in there.
It was.
Because
That one
Okay.
that one just gets me because that just shows the reaching out, the compassion, and what would these people have done otherwise? That makes it all worthwhile. So call. Anyone over 21, call and get more information because it really is a worthy program. I just met with 2 people today who were retired and looking to volunteer. There's lots of different ways to do that. I've had people too who recently widowed and they want companionship and want to help others. Perfect way to do it.
Right, and it's very flexible as well. So, I mean, we offer a ride. Person needs your assistance. If you're able, you know, please do. If not, every right to say no. So there's no set schedule. You don't have to volunteer once a week. I mean, it is completely open and flexible, and we'll take whatever help we can get.
So do you go like through a list then? Like say maybe somebody's not available, so you just go down the list?
Right, and we kind of know, you get to know your drivers, you know who likes the long distance, who doesn't, who doesn't mind waiting a little bit longer, who would prefer just the one-way drop-off, you know.
Right.
So,
and you know what I see as a huge value in this particular instance too is you get seniors who go for a fasting lab and they think they're going to go right back home, and then they're sent for another test and another test. And those volunteers, for the most part, are really, really good about waiting for them.
Absolutely.
And a smile on their face.
Once again, our time is going so fast and we're keeping you longer, but you have another program that you want to talk about.
Yes.
Really quickly, Senior Friends.
Well, the Senior Friends program is our companionship program where we have individuals go into the homes of older adults who are generally homebound in order to stop the isolation and the loneliness and just give them a wellness check and hopefully create friendships for those people who are living alone.
And I sit on the advisory committee, and one of the neat things that I see with this compared to many years ago is the young families that are involved, with the emphasis on families who have young children. And the fact that somebody may be coming in with a baby and the lady has not had a little one to cuddle for a long time, and she's got that opportunity. And there's so many studies that have been, you know, showing of seniors and the importance of touch, and it's the physical touching of the cuddling with the baby, as well as the touching of the heart with that family sharing their little one.
And I see your requirements, I mean, could meet anyone's needs because it's age 18 and they have to make a time commitment of 6 months. And is that 4 hours?
4 hours a month. So
4
basically
hours a month.
1 hour a week we ask to keep that consistency. We find that once they actually get matched and start visiting, they end up going way more than 1 hour a month. But that's our, you know, requirement in the beginning. And our Joanne, who runs that Senior Friends program, is very good at finding the right match.
She
doesn't just put volunteer with person, two warm bodies. She doesn't work that way. She's very careful about making sure that it's going to be a good match and everyone's going to be happy.
Right, and she had a man who wanted someone that could play pool. And so there are things like that. It's not just sitting and chatting.
Right.
Well, Ian is telling us we're down to a minute, so I guess we're going to have you back again, because there's so much more to talk about. These are wonderful, unique volunteer opportunities in our community, so please take advantage of them. Give Judy or myself a call, or call ADVOCAP at 426-0150 for more information on both of these wonderful programs. That's the end of our first segment of the February edition of Helping Hands. Stay tuned, and we'll be back for our second segment of Helping Hands.
If you have expired or unused medication, don't flush it, pour it down the drain, or toss it in the trash. Safely dispose of unwanted or expired medications at the drug drop box located inside the Oshkosh Police Department. It's convenient and anonymous, safe and secure, and it's open to everyone 24/7. Drop off your prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, pet meds, and more. Keep drugs out of the reach of children and out of our water supply. Dispose of unwanted or expired medications at the drug drop box. For more information, visit the Oshkosh Police Department website at oshkoshpd.com.
Wisconsin is losing our World War II veterans. If you were a World War II veteran, or you know one who hasn't gone on an honor flight to D.C., please help us. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Association is partnering with all Wisconsin Honor Flight hubs to make sure every eligible vet remaining who served their country so selflessly gets the chance to go. It's time for them to see their memorial. It's time for their flight. To learn more or to make a donation, go to wisconsinhonorflight.org.
Hi there, welcome back to our February edition of Helping Hands. It's the love show here today. So we're all talking about things that really volunteers do all year round. We're going to talk about volunteer opportunities. I want to talk about a unique one that the Aurora hospitals were starting to do in February, was to make all red baby hats for the infants, not only because of it's Valentine's Day, but also because of cardiac and pediatric cardiac situations. And I called one of my volunteers up because we got it short notice, and I said, can you please make me some red baby hats that we can include in this? I was expecting 1 or 2 hats. Renati brought in over 20 hats. And she said, it would be more, but I had company and I wanted to visit with them.
But you have to understand, she is driven to those goals.
Yep.
And she enjoys every moment of it, and to her it's very relaxing.
Exactly.
The repetitive of doing it. So that's really good for her and for her heart, as well as what she's doing for others.
Especially for the cause, you know, for
right.
for the baby. So at the Auroras in February around the state, you're going to see red hats, just as a symbol or sign too, you know, because of pediatrics and heart problems and all of that. So that's one way to stay busy over this interesting winter that we've been experiencing so far.
Well, there is, and then, you know, we've talked about over winter and the snow shoveling and things, and again, talking about heart and people being very careful about the snow shoveling. And we've got a lot of seniors that go out there and try to do it, and they slip and fall and break a hip or the heart attacks and things. So one of the really easy things that you can do is just when you're out cleaning your driveway, clean the neighbor's driveway. When we had the December snowstorm, we tried to deliver meals that Tuesday. And it was a challenge because we got out on streets that weren't plowed. We had places that the snow was halfway up the door so that you couldn't even get the screen door open. And yet you saw neighbors that were cleaned out. So that was a really sad situation.
I totally agree with you on that, especially when you see the neighbors who have these gigantic machines with the hood and everything. They could go just a little farther. And again, maybe that's just a chance for neighbor to meet neighbor and to know who your neighbor is and what their situation is, because we too saw people struggling.
Right.
I did have one case that I was very proud of. We had a teenager come to our door and ask if we needed help shoveling. And I do, now I'm 55, so I get the Perkins discount being that old. But I offered him money and he didn't want it. He said, I'm doing it just to volunteer. And I thought, wonderful, perfect. Our youngsters are catching on.
Well, and one of our drivers saw a similar example with one of the condos out off West Haven Drive. And it was a group of neighbors all out shoveling out one of the ladies because they knew that the meals were coming for her. And yet they've got a condo association. There's supposed to be all this shoveling and plowing and stuff done, but they hadn't gotten out there yet. So the neighbors were going to make sure that she got her meal. And I thought that was wonderful when the driver called me. And
there is something, you know, December, Christmas, everyone goes above and beyond to help people. I just wish that could go into the year and be spread out through the year. I know at our church group, we didn't do Christmas caroling anymore. We did Easter caroling. Just because everyone seems to concentrate on one thing at a time and then they forget, but these people can use this enjoyment, this pleasure all year round.
Another group went out for Halloween from one of the downtown churches.
And I think that is great.
And there's always a need out there. It's not seasonal. You know, we talk about the food drives that are the mail carriers in the spring and the Boy Scouts in the fall. Well, hunger goes on. Talk to Terry Green from the community pantry. She'll tell you it goes on all year long. And so when you're doing your grocery shopping, you got buy one, get one free. There's one for my family. Here's one to donate. Along with that, somebody that has a new baby, offer to make a meal. Those sleep-deprived parents could really use that help.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so many other things there. Or watch the other kids in the family for a few hours.
And I'm thinking about the weather that we've been experiencing and probably still will experience, the day-by-day warming shelter in our own community that's there to help those people who don't have a home or place to go. There's so many things that you can do to help them, whether it's get together a group of people to bring a meal in to feed them, or what our crafting groups did is they took styrofoam cups, put a hot chocolate packet in them, decorated them like snowmen and donated to them because they have to be out of the shelter in the morning at a certain time, and they give them the hot chocolate to take with them throughout the day. So there's so many things that you can do during these cold winter months to help other people out.
Right. Well, the other thing is when you see these sales or the end cap sales, which I know you tell me I'm the queen of them, when hand warmers and toe warmers, you don't need them just for the Packer games. These folks need them every day. And just stock up on them. You can get them so inexpensively sometimes. And just get a whole box of them and take them over there. And again, it makes a world of difference to these people.
One thing that we just finished up with at Aurora too was a hat mitten scarf drive. And our volunteer ambassador, Donna Walter, went through the paper and looked for the schools that were in the poverty region of 50% or more, which is sad because there's quite a few. And we donated 6 big bags, one to each school. And we got thank you notes from the kids the next day because, like the teacher said, either they don't have a scarf or mitten or they forget it at home. This is a cold time, so this is a chance for you to think about all those other people who are less fortunate, who may not have the items. like we do the back to school fair.
Right.
It's the same thing in the winter. Hats and scarves and mittens are vital for our kids. So if you have extras and you're cleaning out your closet, donate them to a school or to a daycare because they can use them.
Right. And when you're doing your spring cleaning or at the end of the season, wash your kids' snow pants and coats and things. Salvation Army does have a place to store them. And so those are things that are greatly needed. Outgrown boots, as long as they're in good shape, those are needed. So those are things that can always be utilized. When we talk about the people, the shut-ins, and it's not just seniors, it's younger, disabled people and whatever, just a quick phone call or a knock on the door, is there anything I can do to help? It's, you know, can I get you some groceries, or can I this? Not to be real intrusive, but just, I'm thinking of you. Or get a bunch of inexpensive cards, or have the kids or the grandkids draw pictures that you can send cards that go to, again, the hospital or the folks with Meals on Wheels, or the veterans hospitals especially.
And I know they love pictures drawn by children.
Right.
And I'm thinking about bingo. Bingo is a hot thing at Parkview, at Bethel, at Evergreen. They need prizes, little inexpensive prizes. Maybe you got a lot of gifts for Christmas that were duplicates or something that you really didn't want. Re-gift them. Drop them off at Parkview, at Bethel, at Evergreen, and tell them bingo prizes. That would help their budget, but you're also making someone's day because those little trinkets mean so much to people when they win them.
Well, and I got a bunch of bath care and type fragrances that I definitely don't use, and yet the ladies in these homes absolutely love it.
They do.
And so taking all of that over, this whole basket that I took, it goes. The little teddy bears and things. Right now my aunt is in the nursing home for rehab, and she's missing her cat. And so in our building, we've got a couple of ladies that have these battery operated for real cats, but she didn't want one like that. But I got her one out of the Valentine's selection in the store, and she's named him Felix because he's black and white like Felix the cat.
Aww.
And she's got it on her window ledge, but when it's in bed, she's stroking it, which without even thinking, she's doing some of the exercise that she should be doing with her hand and wrist.
So this is February, and it's the love month, and it's the caring month, and it's the sharing month. So we invite all you guys out who are watching us to remember that, and to, like I said, call Judy or call myself if you need ideas, or where to drop off things, what people are collecting, and make a difference in someone's life, because it really does. It does help, and not just during February, but all year long. It's wonderful to volunteer. We love to do the show to talk about volunteering, to talk about unique opportunities, as our first guest talked about being a senior friend, or the transportation, which I think is a wonderful, and I'm still thinking about that the elderly couple had a driver take them out to dinner because they haven't been out to dinner. That just, like you said,
date night.
Yeah, date night, that really does make a difference. So think about that. I'm John Neiman with Aurora Medical Center.
And I'm Judy Ritchie with Oshkosh Family Meals on Wheels. Thank you for joining us.
Have a great day.